The year is 53 BC. The Roman Republic stands dominant across the Mediterranean, but its ambitions stretch even further east. Beyond Rome's borders lies the powerful Parthian Empire, a vast realm controlling Persia and the trade routes of the east. Between these two powers stands opportunity, wealth, and glory, and one man is determined to seize it: Marcus Licinius Crassus, the richest man in Rome. Crassus is not content with wealth alone. While his political rivals, Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great, earn fame through military victories, Crassus seeks his own legacy on the battlefield. Without proper preparation or full support from Rome, he launches an invasion of Parthian territory. His goal is simple: a quick victory that will bring him prestige and power. But from the very beginning, the campaign is flawed. Crassus leads an army of around 40,000 Roman soldiers into the harsh lands of Mesopotamia. His forces are strong in traditional Roman warfare: heavy infantry, disciplined formations, and close combat tactics. But he ignores key advice. He rejects support from local allies who understand the terrain and chooses a direct route across open desert. The heat is relentless. Supplies become strained, and the Roman army marches deeper into unfamiliar territory. Waiting for them is a very different kind of enemy. The Parthians do not fight like the Romans. Their army, commanded by the general Chronicle, is built around speed, mobility, and ranged warfare. Instead of heavy infantry, they rely on cavalry, light horse archers, and heavily armored cataphracts. Their strategy is not to meet the Romans head-on, but to wear them down, surround them, and destroy them from a distance. The two armies meet near the town of Carrhae in modern-day Turkey. The terrain is flat and open, perfect for Parthian cavalry, and a nightmare for Roman legions. As the battle begins, Crassus forms his troops into a hollow square, a defensive formation meant to protect against attacks from all sides. It is a cautious move, but it also limits Roman mobility and initiative. The Parthians begin their assault. Waves of horse archers ride toward the Roman formation, firing arrows with deadly accuracy. Then they retreat before the Romans can respond. The attack repeats again and again. Arrows rain down constantly, striking shields, armor, and exposed flesh. The Romans are trained for close combat, but the enemy never gives them the chance. One of the most devastating tactics used by the Parthians is the Parthian shot. As their riders retreat, they twist in the saddle and fire arrows backward with precision. There is no safe direction for the Romans to face. The attack is relentless, and unlike most armies, the Parthians do not run out of ammunition. Camels carry vast reserves of arrows, allowing the assault to continue without pause. As casualties mount, Crassus orders his son, Publius Crassus, to lead a force of cavalry and infantry to drive off the attackers. It is a desperate attempt to regain control of the battle, but the Parthians have anticipated this move. They lure Publius away from the main army, then surround his force completely. Cut off and overwhelmed, Publius and his men fight bravely, but are eventually destroyed. Publius himself is killed. His head is later displayed to the Roman army, a psychological blow that crushes morale. The Romans now understand the full extent of their situation. They are trapped, outmaneuvered, and facing an enemy they cannot reach. Night falls and the surviving Roman forces attempt to retreat, but confusion spreads in the darkness. Units become separated. Some lose their way entirely. The Parthians continue to harass them, cutting down stragglers and isolating groups of soldiers. By the next day, the Roman army is no longer a cohesive force. Crassus, desperate to salvage what remains, agrees to meet with Chronicle for negotiations. It is a fatal decision. During the meeting, tensions rise and violence breaks out. Crassus is killed either in the struggle or immediately afterward. With their commander dead, the remaining Roman troops surrender or are slaughtered. The Battle of Carrhae ends in total disaster for Rome. Around 20,000 Roman soldiers are killed, and another 10,000 are captured. The captured legionaries are taken deep into Parthian territory, never to return. Roman standards are seized, a humiliation that will haunt Rome for years. Carrhae is one of the worst defeats in Roman history. It exposes the limitations of Roman military doctrine when faced with a completely different style of warfare. Heavy infantry, so effective in Europe, proves vulnerable against fast-moving cavalry in open terrain. For Parthia, the victory is a demonstration of tactical brilliance. Surena's use of mobility, coordination, and psychological warfare destroys a larger and more traditionally powerful army. The Battle of Carrhae also has long-term consequences. It halts Roman expansion into the east and establishes the Euphrates River as a boundary between two great empires. It also deepens political instability within Rome, contributing to the events that will eventually end the Republic. Carrhae is remembered not just as a defeat, but as a lesson. It shows that power alone is not enough. Without understanding the enemy, the terrain, and the limits of one's own strategy, even the mightiest army can be brought to ruin. On the open plains near Carrhae, Rome learned that some battles are lost not in the moment of impact, but in the decisions made long before the first arrow is ever fired.